Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, I'm continuing my look at the Carry On series. And today's film is Carry On Constable from 1960. Yes, 1960. What a great year that was. Yes, yes, it was. Because I was born. Yes. Anyhow, this is the fourth film in the Carry On series. Before that, we'd had Carry On Teacher, and after this, it's 1961 Carry On Regardless. The film is 83 minutes long, so it's not very long at all. As I say, often they will put as double features as well. You've also got, if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, as we do, 49%. It is beginning to go down a bit, I notice. That's very British critics knocking these films is still there, of course, and you're bound to get it. I mean, that's how it is. But now, we enjoy them now, and the public always enjoyed them. As I said before, you can't argue with that, can you? You can't argue with a box office returns and the public. So there we are. So the screenplay is by Norman Hudis and Peter Rogers. The formula, you can see the team again. Produced by Peter Rogers again. And of course, directed by Gerald Thomas. So the team is in place, everything's going well. It's filmed at Pinewood Studios in Buckinghamshire, and all the location shots that we see, they're on the streets of Ealing and around that area. So it's all well coordinated, well put together. In fact, I must admit, I love watching the location shots, especially when you see what the streets were like, and in the 1960s, the shops and the fashions, and it's great. It's just great. It's just another part of the nostalgia, and of course, this is black and white still as well, and oh yeah, just adds to it. Anyhow, let's get on with cast, as they say. Well, I think we'll start at the top here because it's Sid James. Sid James, this is his first role in the Carry On films. And of course, everybody associated Sid James with these Carry On films, as well as some of the TV comedy he did after this. But I think we should remember that he was well known in terms of radio with Tony Hancock in the very successful Hancock's Half Hour, and he'd also popped up in various films at certain times, and here he is now. He plays the sergeant. The sergeant's role, in fact, they were hoping to give to Ted Ray again, who we'd seen in Carry On Teacher, but he couldn't do it because of contractual things with that he was involved in. They wouldn't allow him to do this, so there we are. Ted Ray couldn't do it, and Sid James, and I think once Sid James was there, it's just established straight away, that laugh, the way he is, his face, his humour, he seems to fit perfectly into all this, and obviously because he was well established in his own way, people knew about him. The public did, obviously with the radio success, knew of his voice, and that is quite recognisable as well. But then they would see this face, this distinctive face, and yeah, fantastic. Yeah, actually I say that because The Hancock half hours also did actually have television. As I remember the word television, um, films, of it, series. So he would have been known in that sense, yeah. Next is Eric Barker, who plays the inspector. We'd seen him in Carry On Sergeant, so he's returning back. He's quite always plays that kind of same uh, in authority role, and he's really good at that. Excellent seeing Eric Barker there. Then I get to my favourite. I still think at a moment he's still my favourite when I'm watching these. Kenneth Connor again. He plays Constable Charlie Constable. Oh, as they keep the running joke, Constable, Constable. It's a sort of another of those gags, but he's fantastic again. Absolutely fantastic. Then we've got Kenneth Williams returning as PC Benson. He always plays this slightly intellectual kind of role, and as the PC has his theories about crime fighting and that sort of academic still, but it's quite always that kind of character. Then we've got Leslie Phillips returning again as PC Potter. Yeah, PC Potter is rather sort of upper class. I don't think he says ding dong. Yeah, but he's still there with the ladies. He's still got that, and hey, it wouldn't be the same without him. But I think actually this is his last role in a Carry On film. I'm sure he said for 30 years or so. I don't know what the return role was in Carry On films. Because of course he went on and did so much success in lots of other areas in comedy, and eventually into more straight acting as well in his latter part of his career. So it was interesting to see him in this. He's great. I mean, you can't argue with him. And then we've got Charles Hawtrey. What can you say about Charles Hawtrey? He plays Special Constable Gorse. It's Charles Hawtrey, mad as a hatter, and very interesting when you read up about him, what he was like on set and in his own life. Very weird, eccentric kind of person he was. Then we have, here she is again, Joan Sims, and of course she's gets involved with the Kenneth Connor character. They always have this wonderful, it's a great relationship. And of course the name, she plays WPC Passworthy, and they make a thing about that. Yes, Passworthy. Yes. Oh, great. And then I think to complete that sort of iconic cast, we've got Attie Jakes playing Sergeant Moon. Attie Jakes, she's another one. You just think, wow, she's got so much presence and she's great. And of course, with Sidney James there's a really nice bit in their relationship. The thing is about Carry On films is there is this heart, and those actors bring that out in all the comedy and everything. And then just another mention, you see quite a few sort of in very small parts faces that you might recognise of British actors and actresses. But we've got Shirley Eaton in a very small role again, with of course Leslie Phillips, and wow, she plays Sally Barry. It's not that particularly long scenes in it, but she's lovely, isn't she? She's really grand. Yeah, fantastic seeing her back there, even if it is a small role. She's lovely, I'll tell you. Hey, Bayek. Right, so what's the film about? Right, well, there's a flu epidemic. Yes, a flu epidemic, and that means they're getting a bit short at the police station. They need some cover. So in they draft 3 new recruits and, of course, a special constable. The special constable, of course, is played by Charles Hawtrey. And, of course, the recruits straight away, it's a bit like repeating, like in Carry On Sergeant, where they're not very good at what they do. And the film, of course, just shows all their adventures. And in this background, of course, you've got the rivalry between Sid James's character, the sergeant, and his superior, Inspector Mills. Eric Barker playing this. It was basically after getting rid of the sergeant, he puts him down all the time. And Sid James is rather clever in the way he, his relationship with him is very funny. And it shows up again that again, very much the class system of the country at the time, and it's great. It's wonderful, and Sid James just plays it well. But that is the heart of the story, and it's their adventures as they go from one disaster to another. And of course, as usual, everything is done. There's a slapstick involved. There's a lot of visual gags. There's the innuendo. There's the jokes, play on words. Everything is funny. You've even got female impersonations. You've got the normal seeing bosoms and what have you. Male nudity even is a comedy element, as you see on the film poster, where in the shower, it's the farce element as well. You've got all the farce. And all this mixture together works so well, and that's why they've got this winning formula. And this is why the public loved it so much. It was refreshing. I also think that the tradition of British comedy just flows through all these films of that era, going right back to Music Hall and, right before the war and then after war. I mean, even in the war, we always had this comedy element. It was used in propaganda as well against the Germans. And it continues, that the whole traditions of that humour continues right through. Ealing comedies, of course, yeah, we mentioned them. And here we are in this Carry On films who've set up their own, nowadays they call them franchises, but their own series of films. And it's so funny. You sit there, and nowadays we look at them and there's all these people saying, you can't get away with that. But it's just funny. Things are funny or they're not funny. And that's how I see it. And that's what people need to just realize. Just enjoy it. There's nothing to get offended by. How can you get offended by things like this? It's just fun. Yeah. Laugh and enjoy. And that's what you do. Well, that's my review of Carry On Constable. And it's one that you would definitely enjoy. I'm sure you would. And there it is. And I'll just show you again. I show it every week, but there's the box set to choose from. It was on the second disc in here. Fantastic box set. Fantastic film. And we carry on. We do. Here by HTC. See that earlier? All right. Okay. Anyhow, there we are. So, if you've just watched this video and think, I quite like that, well, please subscribe, because we'll let you know when I put out these videos, and it's all free. And give it a like as well, because if you like it, that helps. Hopefully it helps get more people's in the algorithms to say, hey, Mike, I might try that. And of course, it costs note. Can't say fairer than that, can you, nowadays? And also, if you've got any comments, please put your comments there. They're always welcome. Here they are. So, all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.